Que lo que, Knicks fans? Welcome to episode 27 of Knicks Fans Wildin'. And like the theme of every episode this season, just another disappointing week in Knicks land. I mean, the season is mercifully coming to an end. And yeah, I really am a loss for words for this season. Last year was such a honeymoon period. Everybody happy. We was all prepping as the weather got warmer to get ready to go outside. I mean, my video went viral around this time. Fun time. And here we are now, sad. I'm not even going to the Knicks game. I mean, I feel a little bit depressed. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But I'm gonna bring in my guy, Juan, in the building with your boy Triple M. You already know about.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Triple M Nick fans, what's going on, man? Honestly, Mario, I know how you feel, but I feel like this with this NCAA tournament coming up right now. Seeing these young guys play, it's been helping me with this. It's been like a therapy session. I've been feeling better. There's brighter days ahead. Got a lot of young guys on our team. Yeah, the season hasn't played out how we wanted to, but we gotta look at the bright side. We got tomorrow. It's another day of building. The young guys, as much as they're not playing as much minutes, they're still doing their thing, man. But I'm not gonna be depressed no more. I can't let this, especially with the sun shining bright, the weather feeling nice. I can't be depressed no more, man. These
Okay,
Knicks put me
man.
through so much. I gotta put a positive spin to this, man. I can't let
Thank
them
you,
take
Don
over my
Juan.
mentality, man.
I needed that. I needed that, man. That was a very refreshing. Cause I was feeling sad, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Feel real sad, but you just brought me back to life.
Come on,
Now I
man.
got the energy.
Let's go.
And we are also here joined with a man with many hats. He wears many hats. He is a Knicks fans while an alumni. He also works for Knicks Fan TV. He's also part of the Off the Ball network that we are part of as well.
Yes, sir.
Some call him New Tape City, some call him Bankai, some call him an a-hole. But his name is Edgar. Edgar, what's going on, bro? How you feeling?
What's up, guys? What's up, Triple M, Don Juan? How are you guys doing? I'm good.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was feeling sad. Don
Can't
Juan brought me
complain.
to life, so now I'm feeling good, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, it's late in the season, 11 games left. I'm definitely trying not to let the losses and stuff stress me out. I'm more so like, yeah, I'm still gonna be a Nick fan regardless whether we win or lose, but I'm just not gonna freak out. It's just it is what it is. You can't do anything to change it at this point.
Yeah,
It is
big
what it
facts.
is. That is a perfect saying. So, on that note, let's get right into it. The New York Knicks lost to the Utah Jazz yesterday, and wow, what a game. I mean, lots of blame to go around, but you have to pinpoint the two arrows to the dynamic duo I called them yesterday, Tom Thibodeau and Julius Randle. I mean, these dynamic duos have
I
been
love
killing the
that.
Knicks all year from within, which is crazy because last year they just helped uplift the city, and now this year they just have been dynamic. And let's get right into it and talk about these two. I'm gonna start off obviously with the man Julius Randle. I mean, the man went from king of New York City last year to people wanting to trade him for a box of chocolate right now. He just has no love in the city. You can see his attitude. Um, he's been shooting portrait from the field lately, trying to fight every game. I'm gonna start off with you, Don Juan. Julius Randle, man. Just talk to me about Julius Randle. Let it out right now. What do you gotta say about Julius
Oh
Randle?
man, when if you want to put a list of most frustrating players to watch, he has to be at number one if you're a Knicks fan, man. Because you could put Fournier up there too, but I think Randall takes the cake. This guy's been everything but an all-star. He's far from being a second. He's second team All NBA team. Like it's a shame because last year I felt like I was in the boat, where we got to trade him, take advantage of the value he's given us that for the first few months. And and then I became a believer. Just like a bunch of Knicks fans. I mean, maybe I would say it was split because there was still people saying, you know what, we got to get rid of this guy. Maybe we were blinded. I was blinded by the success that I couldn't believe. Like, let's not trade him. You know what? I'm gonna buy into this guy. Maybe not give him a contract, but let's just see what we got with him. And coming to this season, I had high hopes, just like a bunch of fans did. It felt like we just needed some scores. We got the scores to surround him, and this guy's been just a big ball of toxic. You know, we can't build with him. The team, like I said, the team got better. Why aren't you producing better? You know, it just seems like he is either the success got to his head, the contract and whatnot, and and it might have got to his head as well. So it just sucks that a lot of Knicks fans saw this guy as, you know, someone we could build a building piece. Maybe not the number one, because I'm pretty sure all of us could agree that he's not a number one, but you know, just a building block. All right, maybe we got a number two, maybe a super three, but to not even be a player that could be a complimentary player. Like you see RJ blowing up now. Like, let me take a back seat and be a complimentary player to him. He's not even doing that. He just seems to be in his own head. Not sure if you know, the fans is playing a part. We repeated that over and over again. You know, just some mental issues. But the thing, like, it's kind of spilling over and it's affecting the team now. And at this point, it's just we got to pull the plug with this experiment. I don't know how Thibs is gonna do it because it seems like he's afraid, but I think enough is enough, and we got to find something to do with him this offseason because I don't want to see him in the Knicks anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Before I kick it to you, Edgar, Julius Randle, I said he was the king of the city. And you know what's really frustrating? I'm going to kick these questions to you guys next. Trading Julius Randle right now, you kind of look at what the Pacers netted, what the Pacers gave up to get a Tyrese Halliburton. And, you know, Julius Randle just eats Paul's Dante Sabonis all day, every day. I mean, the man kills them. And you think about what kind of trade package the Knicks will get for Julius Randle right now. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, maybe taking on a Russell Westbrook contract or a John Wall contract. I mean, the guy's value is so low right now that I mean, it's tough, and this is why I'm happy I don't get paid the big bucks like Knicks management does, Knicks front office does, because they have a big decision to make. Because what are you going to get for Julius Randle? I mean, you're not going to give up this man for nothing, you know. Like the Knicks see value in him, and you look at what it took to get Tyrese Halliburton, a perfect player here on the Knicks, a point guard, could shoot, could drive. And it only took Sabonis. You know, it didn't even take draft picks, nothing, just straight up Sabonis and a couple other complementary pieces for Tyrese Halliburton. And you think about Julius Randle, if we would have traded him last year, I mean, we could have got that type of player here if we waited. You know, so now to trade him when that value is super low, and his contract is kicking in as well. That 30 mil is kicking in soon. So it's hard. It's gonna be super hard to trade him. I know the fan base. We are all fed up with this guy, but we either got to figure out a way to get his head right because this dude has clearly lost it. He's toxic. Nobody wants him. But I mean, to trade him right now when his value is super low, I don't know if it'll be super ideal. But let's see what they do, man. Edgar, talk to me, bro. What are you thinking about Julius Randle's situation, trading him, and just vent it out, man. We need to let this vent out because Julius Randle is all over my Twitter, Instagram. I mean, I can't look nowhere without seeing that Julius Randle video. I think I memorized the whole scenario, and I'm sick and tired of seeing that video.
Look, I've been a Julius Randle supporter since, the day he signed with the Knicks. He had that first bad season. Obviously, that didn't work out. The second season, he came out with a vengeance. He wrote that letter. He apologized to all of us. He said he was going to turn his play around. He did, right? Like you said, Triple M, he became the king of New York, basically. Led us to a historic playoff run with Thibs. This season, I would say this season has been probably worse than his first season. Not in terms of all play, but in terms of his attitude, the stuff that he's been doing on the court, some of it off the court as well, with missing the post game pressers and not wanting to show up and giving people thumbs down and stuff like that has been bad. But look, in terms of his value, I still think he has some type of value where you can maybe not get a Tyrese Halliburton, but you can get something at least that can help you a bit moving forward. I mean, look, not to make any excuses for him, but in terms of stats, right now he's averaging 20, 10, and 5. He's shooting 41% from the field. He's shooting 30% from 3.
We don't need to see that stat. They don't need
That
to hear that stat. They don't need to hear the 3 stat.
the three stat is pretty horrible. But everywhere else, if you take those numbers, those are kind of like all-star numbers, right? But see, that's not the issue. The issue is not the numbers. The issue is his attitude. The
Mhm.
issue is him going back and forth with the fans. The issue is him, the videos of him not wanting to pick up Obi Toppin when he's down. The issue is, his wife bickering and fighting with teams. And not that I want to bring in anybody's family, but I'm saying like it was well documented that his wife got into that back and forth with CP when it was pretty uncalled for. Like I said, that's the type of stuff that's bringing his value down. Like teams see that stuff and they don't want to deal with that type of headache. They don't want to deal with a guy that's in the locker room, like, probably putting down young guys. They don't want to deal with a guy that's picking fights with other guys on other teams after the game is over. All that stuff, regardless of what type of numbers you have, bring your value down. That's what's bringing his value down. And he has to get it together somehow. I don't know if he has to see somebody. I don't know if somebody needs to pull him to the side.
Mhm.
I don't know if we need better leadership on the team, but somebody needs to get this guy's head straight, because right now he's fighting with the fans. This has become like a Julius Randle versus Knicks fans type of season. And prior to this season, I didn't see that coming at all. You know what it is? Like he's going out of his way right now to fight with fans.
Yeah,
That's the best way I could put it.
it's pretty nasty. And it's crazy. You mentioned the 2019 season, which was pretty bad. Then the 2020 seasons, you talking about he had stats comparable to Larry Bird. I mean, he was putting up
That's nuts.
amazing stats. And then 2021, he just folded. It's like there's no in between with Julius Randle. He's either very good or pretty bad. And it's like there's no in between. And I don't know if there is an in between, because if there's no in between, we really got to get rid of him. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no chance for him to come back, because we need that in between. Because you mentioned it already. This is RJ's team. Now we got to find complementary pieces for RJ. Julius, we don't think he's going to be part of it, but if they can't find a package to get rid of him, I mean, he's going to be a part of it, and he has to take that back seat. And it's like Edgar mentioned, is it maybe leadership, some type of leadership, or are the Mavericks interested in him? I mean, can we do a sign and trade with Jalen Brunson this summer? I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be a fun, not fun. It's going to be a very long process with Julius Randle, and we just got to see what it is, because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm sick and tired. The fans are going after him. It's New York City, so the fans are
Yeah.
non-stop. I mean, every time you scroll down Twitter, the game had just started, and it's like, oh, this guy's already trash. Or
Yeah.
I saw a video, people posting him like not near the Knicks bench. Like they just keep on doing it. Like how many times we got to see the same video? And
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy
Yeah.
that
Look,
you
He
handle don't.
look,
he's
I don't.
definitely setting himself up though with his body language.
Yeah,
The even like the defensive laps at times where he's just like the careless acts. It's a buildup, and I think that us fans we're just as frustrated as he is that he's frustrated with the fans attacking him, but we the fans just want to see a good product at the end of the day. That's all we're asking for. And on top of that, you just took a big contract, so you taking that responsibility in a sense by signing that contract and saying, you know what, I'm gonna be that guy, and you're not, and you're pretty much playing us as a fool. And on top of that, getting mad at us for reacting the
how
way.
smart does that look? We thought he
Look,
was taking a pay cut. It's looking very
For
smart.
real.
look, he's not a dumb guy. He's not a dumb guy by any stretch. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's engaging with. It's like he's deliberately going out of his way at this point to try to troll the fans and get on the fans' bad side. I mean, look, I don't really like to analyze the videos and stuff like that, but when you see like the whole team coming out of the tunnel, dapping the fans up, and you just pay them no mind, and you're doing what you're doing, he knows this stuff is going to piss off the fans, and it's like a back and forth. He's worried about the wrong things. He's more worried about getting reaction from the fans and going back and forth with us instead of like his play right now. And that's
Yeah,
not what a leader does. It's just not. He's taking absolutely the wrong route. When Carmelo Anthony was here, he used to get booed. They used to say, "Oh, we're tired of ISO Melo. please pass the ball. When he used to ISO, people used to shout like pass, pass, pass. But the thing with Carmelo, yes, he had times where he got frustrated, but he never took it out on the fans. He
He
never
did
went
not
back and forth
care.
with the fans. You know why? Because he knew better. He knew that was a battle that he was never going to win at the end of the day.
Nah,
And
yeah,
Julius Randle accepted this battle with the fans, and he's just not winning it.
Yeah.
nah, he's from New York. Melo knew what's up. He knew how to handle it. He knew how to handle the city, man. That's makes you miss Carmelo, man. Maybe we should bring him back for some veteran leadership. He'll grab Julius Randle right by his neck and be like, "Come over here, man.
Come
Sit down
on.
on this bench."
See, we have that leadership. We have Taj Gibson. We have Derrick Rose. I'm not saying like that they're amazing or anything, but the problem is that
Not from
Derrick,
New York, man. They're not from New York. They don't know how to handle this New York crowd. I mean, D-Rose from Chicago, though. So
right? The issue is
Yeah.
that Derrick Rose is more of a quiet leader. Like
yeah,
Exactly.
he's not very outspoken. He doesn't get in your face. He's not like, yo, come have a seat and I'll tell you this. He's more like a soft-spoken type of leader. Taj Gibson, I think he's a little bit louder, but he's still, he's a bit older. I don't really think he wants to deal with that nonsense. Like
Mhm.
you saw Alec Burks last night. You saw Evan Fournier. They were trying to push Randall to the side, and they were like, you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever, bro.
I let
Like,
him rock.
do what you want to do. If you want Rudy Gobert to rock you, let him rock you.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert would have definitely rocked him. I don't know why he was picking that fight after getting cooked, being a sore loser. That was a sore loser fight. Like you got cooked the whole game. Now you want to fight Rudy Gobert, but whatever, man. I don't. I know we don't want. We want to go from bad to good, but we got to talk about another bad. Like I mentioned, the dynamic duel of Randall and Coach Thibodeau. Report earlier this week came from Jake Fisher saying that the Knicks plan to keep Tom Thibodeau around. Coach Thibs is staying, according to the reports. Lock and change, still 11 games, still a lot of things can change. Um, Everybody wants to fire Tibbs. We'll start with you, Edgar. What
Look,
you got to say about Coach Thibodeau?
listen, I was saying a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking, listen, go into the off season, trying to fix up the roster a little bit, do what you can. I know we probably won't be able to work any miracles, but try to fix it up. Try to get some of the guys that he wants, right? Get him a point guard that is either good, which is slim, or at least serviceable, right? That would be better than what we have right now. Or hell, if you want to start IQ and give him a shot, do that. Give him what he wants. If we go into next season and the team is still underperforming, right? Playing badly and attitude problems with certain players and stuff like that, and we have a bad record by the All-Star break or trade deadline, then you get rid of him, right? Because you gave him a chance. You try to meet some of his demands.
You want the Knicks to mold their roster into a Tom Thibodeau roster?
Listen, if you do that,
Thibodeau and give him the roster he wants.
I was of the mindset that you might as well try that, right? Because if you try
Slightly
that,
think right there. That's not people want to get rid of him because then if you fire him mid off season, I mean that's starting a new coaching staff, new everything, and then you already have the roster that he would like. So now this coach is gonna look at this roster like, I want a faster point guard. I want this type of point guard.
mhm,
So that's a slippery slope you're going down there,
a
Edgar.
little bit, but I was of the mindset. Listen, you gave the guy what he wants. He didn't perform. The team didn't perform. We still not playing well. Then that gives you, the green light to say, all right, he's got to go, right? That was a few weeks ago. After what I watched last night, though,
Change this.
I was just like, okay, he has to go before next season starts because there is no, and I say absolutely no excuse for what he's doing. Like the guy went from coach of the year to looking like he forgot how to coach this season. He's so stuck in his ways. He's not changing up anything. And like I said, where did the coaching go? I mean, you caught, what was it, a 12, 15-point lead yesterday with the young guys. You're making a dent. The game is getting interesting, possible comeback, and you decide to take the guys who were getting you that comeback, like who were willing you back, and you put in Burks again. You put in Evan Fournier, you put Julius Randle, guys who were not doing anything since the first quarter. They were playing miserable basketball. They looked like a confused team out there that couldn't run a simple set. And meanwhile, the young guys who were busting their ass to get us back into the game had to sit on the bench and watch as the first unit collapsed all over again. Like, what kind of message is that sent to the guys who were busting their ass, trying to cut that lead and almost did it? It's just bad coaching. It's
Yeah,
just bad coaching.
for sure, man. I mean, that loss was definitely on tip. I mean, how are you gonna sit quickly like that? That was mind blowing to me. Like, how are you gonna sit quickly? Who had all the energy, the bounce, the savvy? He was moving crazy out there yesterday, leading that comeback. And you sit him down and bring in Julius Randle, who first play on the comeback blows a layup, literally a layup blows it.
And listen, and you say you hold guys accountable, right? You hold players accountable. But to me now, it's starting to seem like you don't really keep the same energy for everybody else because certain guys tend to get away with absolutely like nothing on the court. Like Julius Randle doesn't get held accountable. Like that's one of the guys that comes right to my mind. Like the guy could blow layups, the guy could blow defensive assignments. He could get into scuffles with other players. He'll jog back instead of sprinting back, and he won't come out the game. He
Yeah,
won't come out the game. I
ridiculous.
just don't understand it.
Yeah,
Ridiculous. Don,
me
I
too.
know how you feel about the Thibodeau situation, man. Let us know. And what are your plans? After you let him go,
I
or
mean,
sorry, if you let him go.
well, it's He's another guy that we got to the list of frustrated people to watch as the season progresses here. Because at the same time, this is just another. He's done the same thing over and over again all season, where the second unit comes and brings us back, either brings us back or gets a lead for us, and then he brings in the starters, and they give up the lead, or if not, just mess up the whole momentum. So it's not surprising that he did that last night. Honestly, it was, if anything, it was expected. I'm like, oh, how are we gonna lose this one today? And Tibbs comes through with his usual regular. Let me bring in my go-to guys, and that's so far. At the end of the day, that's what he does, and it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. We were talking about this last week when it came out, when the news came out that the Knicks are bringing him back for another year. And honestly, I'm gonna stick with it. I think he should come back. At the same time, yeah, we see the mistakes he does, but you know we've been having a revolving doors for
Wait, you
for so
said
long
Thibodeau to
now.
come back?
Yeah, I think Thibodeau should still
Oh,
come back.
curveball,
I think
curveball.
Thibodeau should come back.
Different. I mean, different opinion. I respect it. So
Yeah, I mean the guy, put it this way, he just overexceeded last year. He didn't buy himself an extra. I think he bought himself an extra year with that because he did so well with such a bad roster. And then this year we added pieces that we felt like, based on how the Atlanta Hawks series played out, I felt like we were a bit exposed that we didn't have enough scoring. So what we did, we added some scoring and took away some of the players that actually fit his mold of a team, where Alfred Payne, as terrible as he is, he's still a point guard, and he would, even though he only played like a two-man game in Randall, he kind of set him up and positioned him well. And Bullock, another three and D, he's a 3-and-D guy. That's what Tibbs wants, and we brought Fournier and Kemba to replace those two guys, which are completely opposite from that. So I think because of that, and I'm not saying that's the only reason why I bring him back, but he did so great his first year. Second year, messed up, yeah, but it was the collaboration between the fit plus Randall just shit in the bed, and just the whole team chemistry. The team chemistry wasn't there. It was tough to build. That I still consider this year a COVID kind of year too. I'm pretty sure there wasn't no normal summer camp, normal training camp like usual. Plus Fournier was out in France playing with the Olympic team, so even that was like a lot of that was rushed. And maybe giving it another year, see how it goes, plus some new additions to the team. You saw what didn't work, addition by subtraction, and bring him back. I don't think that, yes, he's done some bad things with the rotation, but the guy's also been playing. I know a lot of the team this year, he hasn't been playing the young guys. I think he has, maybe not enough, but he has been kind of been forced to be playing the young guys, honestly, with the injuries that we've been dealing with. But he's been cracking a bit of his his go-to to a certain extent. Now let's see if he
Yeah,
could, if we could open it up a little more, especially now towards the end of the season, because we obviously go. It seems like we're going straight for a lottery pick, but I think we give him another year, see where we go with that. I mean, he's 30 or 41 this season with 11 games left. They're not going to win 11 games
opposite.
straight and then 500, but I think that is still, I think this team, based on, because we also didn't prove like the other Eastern Conference teams did either. A lot of teams like improved a lot. There's the Bulls, there's damn, I'm blanking out. But that's another team that we thought like we were gonna be right there with them, or the Celtics or the Heat. And those guys all jumped so much this year that we can't just blame Tibbs for that either. Like there was some bad losses on him as well, but we can't just blame. It was
Yeah,
just and I said this in the previous part. Who are we gonna blame for this like down year? Is a collaboration of everything going on within the organization, whether the front office, coaching, the players. Like it's a lot. So I cut Tibbs some slack, and I wouldn't mind seeing him for
I'm
another year.
surprised. I'm surprised from you. I thought you was gonna fire give Tips the pink slip right about.
Hey, like Triple M always says, who we gonna bring in? Who
Yeah,
we
I
gonna
always
replace
ask.
him? Who we
I
gonna
always
bring
ask.
in? And that's another thing too.
I mean,
Who?
but I would have to disagree. Like, I really don't believe he's the right coach here because his offensive system is so stagnant. His substitutions. I mean, we give him high praise for last year, but remember, we were literally killing him for starting Alfred Payton every game last season and then replacing him all the way at the end when it was too late, and he's been like that forever. That's just how he is as a coach, as he is always. But even though I don't want him to be back, I'm not going to get myself upset, and I'm already caved into the fact that I know he will be back because I think in the article it mentioned how most front offices, they don't get a chance after two coaches. You know what I'm saying? We look back at the Phil Jackson era. He hired Fisher, he hired Hornacek. Both coaches failed. He was out of here. So if you fire Tibbs, now whoever you bring in has immediate pressure to succeed. They have immediate pressure to succeed.
Absolutely.
So if whoever that person is, they just have a bullseye. And I don't know this front office, they haven't shown anything as far as like taking a risk, taking a challenge. Everything they've done has been safe. Signing, even though they decided to run it back, it was a safe run it back because they gave these players basically a 1 year contract with Burks, Noel, and Rose. They all on basically a 1 year deal because the third year is a player as a team option. So they can kick rocks after next year. You know what I mean? So everything that this front office has done is safe. Like trading back. Drafting they excel at. That's their thing right now. That's why I like this front office. But free agent signing and everything else, trades, they haven't shown any movement there. So what the reason I think Tiz will be back will be that because it was clearly, you guys both mentioned it, the front office fault. It just didn't work, and we all liked it in the off season, and we all thought it was gonna be good. We was all hyped. Kemba was coming home, the pictures, the videos, 48 buckets, but it was a disaster. It was not the right move, But we are fans. We don't get paid millions of dollars like these guys to be able to analyze and be able to predict these kind of things, So the pressure is definitely on the front office this off season to succeed because listen, if Thibodeau, Edgar mentioned it, doesn't get it together by at least All-Star game trade deadline next season, he's definitely gonna be out of here. And then the pressure gets immediately on the coach and it's the front office. They're out of here. I mean, Dolan has shown he doesn't care about money. He will get rid of you and bring in another shiny new toy with a name, and we'll be. Gosh, I hope
I
that doesn't.
mean, I mean, we're still paying David Fizdale, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think he's still getting paid for his contract. I think this is the last year.
It's
I
probably
have
his
to look
last
it
year,
over.
man.
I mean, we're still paying Joakim Noah, man. This is last year right here, so it's really really crazy. But
Yeah, let's just hope that Coach Tibbs ends
but
up
damn,
being
man, his rotations
our
have been
Mark Jackson to the
frustrating
Warriors, and maybe our Steve Kerr is somewhere out there that's gonna really unlock this
for
team.
real. I mean, hopefully, but his just rotations been frustrating. The game yesterday was his loss. He, You cannot take out quickly. I mean, the man was killing like, and that's not his first game. We talk about that OKC game where he used two challenges. It's just been a
Yeah,
disaster
that was terrible.
of a coaching job, and coaches don't get this many chances. It's crazy.
The Brooklyn game, he ran out of timeouts. He was supposed to have one more timeout left, and he blew it on something. I forgot exactly, but yeah.
Gosh,
Probably
man.
on the Obi Mr. Simon. He had to go talk to him.
Yeah, man. I'm getting sad again though, Juan. I'm getting sad again, but let's bring
Man,
some light into the conversation. Let's talk about our guy R.J. Barrett. He's been struggling the last few games, shooting inefficient, but
mhm.
overall his play has shown that year three blossom that we wanted to see and somebody that we could build the roster around. So my question to you guys is these last 10 games, what would you like to see from RJ Barrett? And I want you to take your Knicks optimistic glasses off. Do you really, really think that an all star appearance is upon him next year? I mean, think about the inefficiency, think about the slumps he goes through the seasons. I mean, he's in a nasty slump right now. I think he's shooting like 12 for 40 something the last few games. So think about that and let me know if you think all star is on the
Mm.
horizon, Don Juan. We'll start with you.
I think it's possible, man. If you look at, I actually was making some evaluations before early. I think before the season even started, just on his chances of making the playoff, making the All Star game. Then, um, I thought he was going to be short of an All Star appearance this year. I was thinking maybe if he could sneak in, it'll be like an All Star reserve, but he didn't have that great start. So once he started off that way, I knew just threw it out the window. But just based off these stats, I mean, just last 10 games. These are just stats the last 10 games. 24 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. That's pretty good. Like you said, Triple M, his efficiency isn't there, but it's still a work in progress. I mean, 81% from the free throw line. That feel like that right there is what's gonna get him over that 20-point mark. And if he's over that 20-point mark, he's gonna be in consideration, especially because he's a great rebounder for his position, and he knows that he definitely gets some good passes, some good looks here and there, whether it's dumping it to Mitch or catching an open wing on the side for the open three. Like the guy, he's shown everything he can do this year. Now let's perfect those things. And hopefully these next 10 games, what I want to see is just the efficiency to get up there because he's being aggressive ever since All Star break came through. He apparently texted his trainer like, "Yo, I'm taking over. This is it." And just like that, man, he's turned it up. But let's clean it up a bit. Even there's been times where he has some careless passes or misses a defensive assignment, but those are growing pains at the end of the day. 24-6 and 4, I'll take that any day, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, that free throw is gonna really catapult him because he's really struggled with that. And you look at that game that they won against the Wizards, two clutch free
Two
throws,
clutch free throws, yeah.
and that's what we need from RJ. We haven't seen that from him. But Edgar, I know you have a lot of high praises for RJ. I mean, you run the RJ bandwagon right now. You two in the horn, man. Talk to me about that RJ Barrett.
Oh yeah, I've been on the RJ bandwagon since he got drafted over here. I mean, I've never slandered the kid. I've had nothing but praise for him. He ever since he came into the league, he's shown you that like he's like the consummate professional. You never hear any issues with him. He's never complaining. He's hard on himself when he doesn't play well. He's always trying to work and improve. And I tweeted it out the other day, and I gotta look for the tweet again. I'm probably gonna pin it on my account. I said he's going to be an all-star next season. I really think he's going to be an all-star next season. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I will. Like you said, averaging 24, what is it? 24, 8
24.
and
Yeah.
like 24, 8 and 3 or so, right?
hmm
I got to look at the numbers, but I know 24 for
I got
sure.
26, 24, 6 and 4.
24,
Last
6
10,
and
last
4.
10
Those
games.
assists should be up too. I mean, they be bricking some of his shots.
Yeah, but listen, the efficiency is going to come as he gets older, as he improves. The efficiency is going to go up. This is only his third season. Not every single young player in the league is always efficient with their shots. He still has to finish a little bit better. He still has to shoot free throws a little bit better. but with his ethic and his mindset, I have no doubt in my mind that he would improve on these things. Um, 20, I think he's going to be a habitual 20 point a game scorer next season. I'm fine with the rebounding right now. Maybe if he gets one more rebound, it never hurts. What I want to see him improve on is like obviously the efficiency, which I think he will, and also the assist. I think that, he has a little bit of playmaking in him. I also think that if you feature him more and you give him the ball more on offense, his assist numbers can go up. I think he can average at least 5 to maybe 6. 6 might be a little bit pushing it a little bit, but I believe he can do it.
Yeah, he
Well,
needs to
if he
get.
doesn't have a point guard, an actual NBA point guard
Oh,
along
correct.
to play with, he probably won't need to make those 5 assists. But if he doesn't, then he might have to get 6, maybe even 7.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, ESPN, Bleacher Report, all these NBA media outlets, people, they're starting to run out of excuses to keep RJ Barrett out of those young player lists, right? Like
Yeah,
he's creeping up. He's creeping up, and pretty soon they won't be able to leave him out because he's just that good.
pretty
Hmm.
soon they can't leave him out anymore. I mean, the guy has shown flashes, and he's shown that he is the man, and he is the New York Knicks leader, future. But here we go, man. Before we wrap up the show, me and Don Juan always predict the week's record. Don Juan is usually started the season optimistic, then he turned pessimistic, and I don't think I've ever gotten any of these things right. But I mean, hey, can't give up now. The season's almost over, so 4 games left for the week. At home against Atlanta, then we fly to Charlotte, the 23rd. Beautiful, beautiful arena. I went earlier in the arena. Definitely want to go back. Then we go down to the Vice City, Miami, Friday, and then we go to Detroit.
Detroit.
Detroit to wrap up the week Sunday. So a nice little 4 game week this week. Oh damn, why I don't have no Knicks on my fantasy league? Everybody got 3 games this week. I didn't even know the Knicks had 4. Anyways,
I think there's a back-to-back too, right? Correct.
Yeah,
tomorrow and
tomorrow. Wednesday.
we got Hawks and Hornets. So listen, 4 games this week. I don't know which way Juan is gonna go with this one. I'm intrigued to find out what is the record prediction for you on these 4 games, bro.
It's wild because I was looking at the schedule, and for some reason, I don't know, I didn't see any wins in sight, but I might see a couple more than I thought. I had like 2 wins, and it was the Wizards and Blazers which we did win. So I got those, but man, got the Pistons. I like the Pistons too, man. Let's see a low win in sight. That's a win. I mean, the Pistons been playing a lot better lately. I'm gonna go with a 2-2. A
So,
generous 2-2. I
nice.
think we sneak away with either the Hawks or Hornets. We definitely get one there. I think that even though you know they are higher seeded than us, I think that we're pretty much all like equal. Hawks been playing terrible. Hornets with the hot start, they also been regressing a lot as the season's been playing now. And I think we sneak away with at least one, man. And the Hornets that we had a heartbreaker too early in the year. I think it was actually that game you went to, Triple
Yes.
M, right?
Very,
Yeah,
very
so it's like we gotta go back and win and redeem ourselves over there, man, out in Charlotte.
all right.
A lot of Knicks fans out in Charlotte too. So
Oh yeah, we took over that arena for sure. We definitely took over that arena. I
mhm.
had a great time. But what about you, Edgar?
Honestly, I'm with Don Juan. I see a 2-2. We're obviously going to lose to the Heat. The Heat have had our number for a few seasons now. They have a stingy ass defense. We can never figure out how to beat them for some odd reason, and I think that trend is going to continue. It's
Yeah,
so frustrating because I really don't like the Heat. I respect them, but I don't like the Heat.
I agree.
Um,
same.
we're gonna beat the Hawks. I feel like we're gonna beat the Hawks. We've gotten up to play the Hawks this season. They're missing. They're missing what's his name, John Collins. I believe he's out for the season.
Oh wow,
They still,
I didn't know that.
yeah. I think
I
he
think
fractured
like,
his
he got his he has a plantar fasciitis.
plantar fasciitis, and he also fractured one of his thumbs or something like that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Ooh.
halfway through it. I don't know if he got it confirmed out.
Yeah. So he's out. They still have Trey Young. but I think we'll get up for the matchup. I think we'll beat them. I think we'll beat the Pistons. They're gonna be a little pissed off. I'm pretty sure they're still gonna remember that game we stole from them up in Detroit when Alec Burks turned into a sharpshooter for a little bit and all
Jordan,
that. Michael Jordan, big money, AB,
when the
right?
AB, that was crazy game when we liked
Uh,
and he wasn't a point guard.
yeah. So we beat the Hawks. We beat the Hawks. We beat the Pistons.
All right,
We're not going to beat the Heat, and I don't think we're going to beat the Hornets. The Hornets are another team that have our number this season.
that's
We've had some crushing losses against them. Like we made comebacks. We've had big leads on them, and somehow we can just never beat them. Miles Bridges has destroyed us. He's made
Oh,
Julius
man.
Randle look like a child. And right now, the Hornets are actually on a 5-game winning streak.
Mm,
So I don't see why they don't want to push it to 6 and try to keep that playing spot.
okay.
wait. They won already today.
They Let me see. Did they play today?
They were playing the Pelicans.
I could look it up right now.
Yeah, they won today. Oh no. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they
106,
won by
103.
3. Wow.
Yeah.
I have Pelicans money on. Shaking my head.
So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be hungry and try to push it to 6 games.
I'm going all in.
Uh-oh.
Is not all the way. We already messed up the tank, so we're just gonna stay right here on the 11th seed. I'm going 4-0, 4-0 from the New York Knicks this week.
Okay.
The Hawks. We still remember what Clint Capella said when he said he's gonna send him home. So we're gonna show him tomorrow what it is. We got my boy Mitch Robinson back, and we beat the Hawks during the regular season. That's what we do. Then we're gonna get revenge on the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get revenge on them Hornets because they did us dirty 2 games in a row this season. So we gotta get revenge. And then Miami's gonna rest somebody. Jimmy Butler might miss with like a shoulder. They're not gonna take the Knicks seriously down in Miami. And we're gonna see the RJ Barrett game that game.
Once again.
With 46. He gonna hit them with another 40 down in Miami, a la Carmelo Anthony.
Wait, why don't you make it 50? He's gonna hit him with 50. Just go all in.
I don't want
He's
to go
gonna hit him with the 50.
back to back 40. That 40 piece back to back. And then come on, we gotta take care of the Pistons, man. We got the Pistons not even trying to win. I mean, I got Jeremiah Grant on my fantasy. They rest this man when he just had 40 points last game. Today they're like, nah, you violated last game. You better sit right here, man.
Yeah, you better relax.
You better relax, man. Relax. You had 40 last game. You sitting down right here. So we're gonna beat the Pistons 4-0 this week, and then the season is gonna end right there, and the Knicks are gonna come up short like they always do, and it is what it is. But I'm expecting a good week. It's been a tough season, so I'm actually hoping for a very good week this week. I'm putting this energy out there through the podcast,
Hey,
right?
manifested. Let's go.
Amen. That's what we talking about, bro. But damn, fellas, what a good show. Gotta get up out of here and stuff though. So we'll let Edgar start it off, man. Get us up out of here.
Yeah, man. Listen, uh, at this point, I don't know. Do we want to win or do we want to lose? I don't even know anymore. Uh, but listen, I hope whatever happens, I hope that the young guys play well. I hope RJ plays well. I hope Quentin Grimes plays well. IQ, Obi. I hope they show us something. Regardless of whether we win the game or not, it's all about their development at this point. I feel like I hope we don't see Julius going crazy again and trying to fight another player. Uh, I just don't want to see it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
And let's go Knicks. Thank you for having me on the show, guys.
You already know, bro. Thanks for being on, Don Juan. What you guys say?
Hey man, let's see what we got in this next week. Let's as like I said earlier, this tournament has been keeping me busy, entertained, keeping me thinking about the future. The future's bright with us, Knicks. We can't let this season hold us back. Enough with this toxic Randall talk. Enough with this. Well, hopefully Randall hears this because at the same time he needs to realize that he's the one bringing this toxicity onto this team. But yeah, man. Hopefully that Randall wakes up these next 10 games. Builds up his trade value so we could give him the boot this off season. I can't wait. But it is what it is. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's Knicks Fans Wild and Don Juan in the building. We'll be back next week. with hopefully some good news, hopefully some some good to talk about, and not some toxic. Man, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, yeah, bro, for sure. I feel you, man. You already know the vibes. Triple M in the building. My guys, Don Juan and Edgar. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, please, for the guys. You already know the vibes. Like we said, 100 subscribers. We're about to hit that. Make sure to get us there. And also follow the guys on the Off the Ball Network. You already know what they do out there. And shout out to my guy, Edgar, New Tape City, man. Really, John had a great time. Let's see if we could cook up some more things. And as I always say, please enjoy life. Go out there. Weather's getting warmer here in the East Coast, New York, and we're about to ride out these last few games. There's a lot of question marks with this Knicks team, and we're gonna be here together dissecting it and finding ways to get this team right because we love this team, passionate about this team, and let's go Knicks. As Edgar said, you already know the vibes, man. Triple M in the building. Thanks for tuning in, Edgar, Don Juan. We up out of here. Peace.